What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video. In today's video, we are getting into the New York Jets and New York Giants joint practice. Garrett Wilson dominated. Olu Fashanu has an elbow injury. Robert Saleh's not concerned. Let's get into it.
This video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino.
We likely won't see Aaron Rodgers in the preseason, but that is okay. You could still get a bet in on Aaron Rodgers for this year. One that I like a ton is Aaron Rodgers to win Comeback Player of the Year. He's actually favored in that category over on BetUS. He is the favorite, and if you sign up and want to bet Aaron Rodgers to win Comeback Player of the Year right now, BetUS through me is giving a 125% match deposit bonus on your first three deposits up to $2,000. So get in on the action. Do you think he's winning Comeback Player of the Year? I think there's a pretty good shot, especially after today. Okay, so the story, as I mentioned, was Garrett freaking Wilson. Holy smokes, did he have himself a stellar performance for the New York Jets in joint practice. In the three joint practices so far that the Jets have done, he has dominated every single one. He's basically uncoverable in these joint practices. The first rep I want to show you is he just blows right past poor Nick McLeod, who is fighting for the Giants cornerback 2 spot. He had a rough day trying to keep up with Garrett Wilson, but blows right past Nick McLeod. That was not the only highlight. As I mentioned, there are 3 that are clip worthy. The second one, Aaron Rodgers extends the play with, escaping, rolling over to the right. And then there's no one within a country mile of Garrett Wilson. He just finds himself wide open. He catches the football. Nice play there. Nice pitch and catch from Aaron Rodgers to Garrett Wilson. And then the cream of the crop, Garrett Wilson, 55-yard bomb from Aaron Rodgers down the sideline, beats McLeod yet again. McLeod gives him the little salute like, you got me, buddy. There is absolutely nothing I could do. You are my daddy today. Garrett Wilson has just, again, a stellar day. And if you haven't been excited about the Aaron Rodgers and Garrett Wilson connection, number one, what are you doing? But number two, today, and all the joint practices that we've seen. Because again, I mentioned this in a few videos this week, but I really don't think we see the Jets starters, right or wrong. I'm not here to debate whether that's the right or wrong decision for the Jets in the preseason. They are using these joint practices as their ramp-up period. And one thing we know for damn sure is Aaron Rodgers to Garrett Wilson is freaking good. We did find out today that Olu Fashanu's elbow is bothering him. Robert Saleh doesn't seem all that concerned, though.
Olu is dealing with a strain in his elbow. Nothing to be concerned about. We're just holding him out. But other than that, I think we're pretty Stiggers. He was gone yesterday for a personal matter. We'll see how he feels today. So he may or may not go, depending on the ramp up.
What a story Olu's been throughout training camp, playing at both left and right tackle. Has held up very, very well in pass pro. That's not a surprise at all. He was a technician at 19 years old at Penn State, and he just got better and better. And I think he's going to be a good one waiting in the wings for the New York Jets, as he has, to no surprise, supplanted Carter Warren and Max Mitchell on the depth chart, as both those guys didn't look great today. When they were getting their reps against the Giants defensive linemen, like both those guys did not match up well against Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau. Now, both Brian Burns and KT are stellar pass rushers, so not really all that surprising. But when we saw Tyron Smith go in, that's when things began to change. I thought Tyron Smith had a really, really good day. The offensive line as a whole, I thought, held up really, really well. Really well on some of the deep balls down the field. You saw the clips. The offensive line was giving Rodgers more than enough time to get the ball out, and that's going to be a key for the Jets this year. They had a rotating cast of characters on that offensive line last year, unfortunately, due to injuries, but if they could stay relatively healthy, just not get crippled and have to have 13 different offensive line combinations, then this offense has a chance to be very, very good. Unfortunately, we didn't get a ton of Sauce Gardner versus Malik Neighbors. I know that was a storyline that I wanted to see. My co-host, Anthony Rivardo, if you don't know, Big Apple Blitz every Monday and Thursday, our live stream with my guy, Anthony Rivardo of Fireside Giants. We break down the biggest stories in Jets and Giants land. Big week for the channel and big week for the show as it's Jets and Giants week. So we'll be breaking down the Jets and Giants joint practice, as well as previewing this Jets and Giants preseason game tomorrow morning. So make sure to tune into that on the channel if you don't know about it. It's been a lot of fun doing that show with Anthony and hoping to see that grow over the course of the regular season. But I know he was really looking forward to seeing Neighbors versus Sauce Gardner, but didn't really get to see a whole lot of that, unfortunately. We talked about Tyron Smith just being absolutely stellar. Someone who I thought had a resurgence day was Jason Brownley, who did not have a very good preseason game against the Carolina Panthers in week 2, but made a couple of big plays down the field with the second string guys to keep him in the mix for the roster. I don't think he is a lock to make the roster. Brownley's a guy that I like, though. He makes plays, but he's very inconsistent. And for those who don't really love Jason Brownley, I get it. Again, he's very hit or miss. There's times where he looks like there could be a future here, and then the next practice or game, he has a drop and is just kind of going ghost there. So that's something you don't like to see. And I get it with if you don't like Jason Brownley, but can't quit the guy. I wish I could quit you, Jason Brownley, but I can't seem to do it because you make it work for me. I don't know, man. I see the potential. I see the vision, and I'm hoping he can replace Allen Lazard next year on the roster too. On the defensive side of the ball, the Jets defense held their own. The Giants probably helped out a little bit with some of the drops. It wasn't the cleanest offensive day. Now, Daniel Jones, was relatively efficient from underneath, but they did not stretch the field at all against this Jets defense. They tried to. It looked like Neighbors had a DJ Reed beat over the top, but Daniel Jones just missed him. But a lot, that's been a thing for the Giants in these training camp practices. If you followed along with, the Giants so far, there's a lot of underneath stuff. And there's some explosive plays because of Malik Neighbors is just a really special talent. But most of the clips that you see, it's a lot of check down and underneath stuff from Jones, which if you watched him quarterback his first 5 years in the league, that's really not going to surprise you either. But Jets by far won this day over the New York Giants. It was a really impressive showing. Again, to me, the big story from today was Garrett Wilson's dominant performance. I am excited about it, but I want to hear from you down below in the comments. What did you think of the Jets and Giants joint practice? I'm Matt O'Leary. I'll catch you next time.